tell us about what are some of your hot strategies in the market today?
Yeah, I mean, like most markets, our market in Arizona is incredibly low on inventory. We hit the lowest level of homes for sale that we've ever had in our market. And so it's all about creating inventory right now. And a lot of our realtor partners don't know how to do that exactly, and they need our help. And for most of us, we are much more connected to our database. We have a system for it. And so we're really having those strategic conversations with our clients about, hey, is the house you're in still working for you? I don't know if you know this, but we could be in potentially the best market we've ever seen to sell your home, to profit all of the equity that you've gained and potentially move that into your dream home. Due to all this COVID stuff, we have different needs. Maybe you need a home office. Maybe you need a little more space for the kids to play. Maybe you need a pool, whatever it is. Now could be the time to do this, right? We have had rapid appreciation. And in Arizona, we saw that vanish, right? Like we saw this rapid appreciation back in 2005 and then like snapped our fingers and it was all gone. And so I don't suggest that that's going to happen again, but I just mentioned hey, we've seen it go away before. I don't think it's going to happen again this time, but do you want to take that monopoly money, turn it into real money that you could then invest into your dream home, right? We have record low interest rates. Do you want to see some numbers on what that would look like to potentially pull this equity and purchase a new home? I can also run some numbers for you on a refinance and we can figure out which one's best for you, And so those are conversations that we were not having before, but consumers don't really know the possibility of what's out there right now. And so that's been really fun to have these conversations where we're helping people purchase their home they maybe never thought they could have while creating inventory in our market and potentially 2 transactions for our realtor partner.
There was so much magic in the scripting. I'm going to help you turn that monopoly money into wealth for your family. There was just a lot of value in that. And I do think that is a big conversation in a lot of markets that mortgage professionals should be having. So your nighttime job should be supporting your past customers. Amber's working late after she puts her kids to bed. And then during her day job, she's helping realtors go beyond the transaction. She's helping realtors create transactions. So let's drill down on this move up analysis. Guys, we put a link. It's called Amber's Move Up TCA. I want you to click on that, whether you're watching this in Zoom or Facebook, Amber's Move Up TCA. Amber, if you don't mind sharing your desktop, and let's go into Mortgage Coach Advice Engine. I want to show off some of the virtual superpowers that being a mortgage coach has. So you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner, it says record video. So if she wanted to put a video on it, she'd click that button and she could either record with her mobile phone or her desktop, and we'll cover that when we do her refi TCA. Right now, let's click on the review and highlight. If you could click on that, Amber. And Amber, do you use this feature in Zoom? Like when you're having a Zoom conversation, are you also doing Mortgage Coach Live?
Yes, I am.
I want you to go to the very top of this one. Go to the very top real quick.
Okay.
You'll notice, guys, in the upper right-hand corner, it says 15 views. That means 15 of you are following the direction. So walk us through the strategy here, Amber.
Okay. So this is when we're having that conversation about the client about, is the home you're in the right home for you right now? And so we'll put together their current loan scenario. So this was an actual client that was talking to me about a possible refinance. So they were at 4.625 and here was their monthly payment. We looked at a refinance, so all the way down to 2.875, a new monthly payment, saving them $322 a month. But they had a need for another bedroom. They had a bonus baby and they were crammed in their house and they thought they were just gonna ride that out. So they just needed a little bit of extra space in their house. They'd seen a house that they liked around the 525 range, so we ran it there. And at 525, the minimum down payment would be 5% for them. And so I ran it with that because what we always try to do is see if we can qualify someone to buy before they sell, because having to sell first is hard, right? Getting contingent offers accepted in a competitive market is a struggle. So we're always going to look to see, can we qualify you with both homes? At Guild, we service our loans, so we have the ability to do a recast, which basically means they can buy their new home with a minimum down payment, then they can sell their previous home, take as much of the proceeds as they want, and put them down against the loan that we just closed, and we'll re-amortize that payment for them at no cost. So we promote that a lot because we're in a market where we need to remove as many contingencies as we can. So we'll look at 5% down. and their new monthly payment, it's going up $507. But they're only putting $33,000 down on this house. So one option to look at is, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, once you sell your previous home, and if you're netting about $150,000 in proceeds, if you wanted to put all of that down into the house, you could take your $525 loan or sales price down to a $373,000 loan. That's going to give you an estimated payment of $2,090, which is less than what your current payment is on your home that doesn't really fit your family needs. So that's one option. The other option would be to take the $125,000 that you got in proceeds and put it into the bank. And so we ran the analysis in Mortgage Coach to show them what that would look like, and we can come down here and show them in 15 years, if you took that $125,000 and invested it at a 6% interest rate, your net worth would be just shy of $1 million, right? So depending on what's more important to them, if it's monthly payment or cash to close and what the future looks like for them, these are some incredibly strategic and powerful conversations to have that not very many people are having with their clients.
So guys, let's think about this. This particular family, by Amber going beyond the transaction, most loan officers would have just been focused on how are we going to qualify you and how are we going to do a transaction? But she went beyond the transaction and she showed the family how they could get the home of their dreams, get the extra bedroom. They could put $125,000 in liquidity. Who doesn't want more liquidity coming out of COVID? And they could have $400,000 more in net worth in 15 years. Guys, that is mind-bending. That is a wow. And that's the difference. Here's the deal. There are bad transactions, like where a loan officer really did a bad job. There's good, there's great, and there's wow. This is wow. And this is one of the reasons why Amber never has to worry about Amazon Mortgage competing with any other competitor, because she consistently and systematically goes beyond the transaction with every family she serves. So super cool. If you have questions, put them down below. And how did the family respond to this advice?
They decided to purchase a new home, and they qualified for the purchase before they sold. So the realtor got to go out and have a really competitive client to go make an offer on, and then sell their previous home. So it was 2 transactions that were created. So that referral partner is a raving fan of us for sure.
So think about it, guys. That agent got a listing and is helping someone buy a home. If you did that every month with a realtor or 2, would you do more business? Absolutely. And there's just a mountain of opportunities like this. We know people have a lot of equity. We know people want new homes. They've been in quarantine now for months. They want a new home. So I would go out there and do as many move up analysis as you can. And I would always be intentional that when you're doing the refi analysis, you consider a move up analysis. Like, does that fit with the client? And start turning your refis into move ups so you can bring deals back to your agents. What do you think about that strategy? And how do you delineate when you're going to do a pure refi TCA versus a refi plus a move up TCA?
I think it's just having that conversation with them, right? Is the house you're in still working for you? And see what they say. And if they're like, yeah, we love the house, then let's look at a refinance. But if something's changed since COVID or just whatever, then we start talking about, hey, do you want to see what this looks like, right? And so we're just having that conversation with them. And Dave brought up a great idea to me when we were doing our prep call, because I was doing like virtual happy hours with my realtors in the beginning of COVID, where they were bringing me on as a guest speaker to just educate about everything that was changing and going on with mortgages and interest rates. And now I think we could do the same thing, but bring me on as a guest speaker to talk about the power of the move up right now and do kind of like an analysis like this. So that's something I'm going to be reaching out to my agents to see if they want to set up something with their clients to talk more about this in like a more group setting.
So would you be cool if I gave you some feedback? Like when you do that first one, I give you some playbook notes on how to turn that into an incredible edu-sell. You're going to educate.
Yes.
And you're going to sell. So let's do that. And then let's jump on Zoom and record for the mortgage coach community how it went. Would you be game with
Okay.
committing to
Yeah.
plan 2? Okay, cool. So
Yep.
stay tuned on that. And any mortgage coach members out there that are, whether it's Facebook Live, whether it's Zoom, you're partnering with agents, you're getting families into that one-on-many opportunity virtually, and you're educating them on the opportunities of moving up, and you're using a total cost analysis. I'm looking for success stories. So if you're doing that, share in comments down below.